This video is about heading matching questions, IELTS reading, and I'm going to talk about 3 biggest mistakes that you may be making that are stopping you from mastering heading matching questions in IELTS reading. So pay attention. This is a short video. I just thought of it this morning. I wanted to talk to you right away because you deserve to know. I actually have everything written down over here. I'm going to elaborate the points for you. So the first mistake that a lot of people are making when it comes to heading matching questions in IELTS reading is that they tend to match the keywords in the headings with the keywords in the paragraphs. Now, I've been talking about it for such a long time, right? If you've been following me, you know that we cannot count on keywords, and especially in heading matching questions, all the keywords, all the words in a heading are keywords, and you will unlikely see those words in a paragraph. So for you to match the keywords in a heading to the keywords in a paragraph, that's just gonna waste your time because first of all, keywords don't exist, right? Second, maybe exist but in a different paragraph, and you never know, you will make mistakes with that. So this is the biggest mistake that I have ever seen anyone made in IELTS reading for heading matching questions. So pay attention to this. This is the first mistake. The second mistake here is that a lot of people tend to just try to remember all the headings when they start doing heading matching questions. They read the headings first and then they read the texts, the paragraphs, and they try to answer as many questions as possible based on their memory. Now, I'm not sure about you. Maybe you have such a good memory. I don't have a good memory. I have a goldfish memory, basically. So for me to remember 1 or 2 headings, that is already too much, let alone 8, 9, 10 headings at a time. So reading the headings first and then reading the paragraphs would be a waste of time because eventually you will have to read the headings again. And you don't have to memorize or remember all the headings when you are reading the text. In fact, you just need to read the paragraph, read the headings, answer the question, and move on to the next paragraph. That's all. Don't remember all the headings, or you don't have to remember any headings, in fact. I hope that the video has been straightforward to you, and if you like videos like this, you know that I have straightforward IELTS preparation services that you can join, and everything is really good, straight to the point, very specific, catered to your needs. So contact me if you need IELTS preparation services, okay? So that is the second mistake, or the second issue that people often have, or the mistake that people often make when it comes to heading matching questions. The third one, and also the last one in this video, is about finding the correct heading. Now, have you ever experienced something like this? You read the paragraph, right? And you read the headings, but you cannot find a heading that is exactly the same, like covers the exact thing of the paragraph, because that heading doesn't exist. You cannot find one. In fact, you have found maybe one heading that is very close to the meaning of the paragraph, but you're not sure because it's not exactly the same. So in this case, you are falling into a trap of finding the exact heading in your head that you have given to the paragraph. Now, this is a big problem because we have our own bias. When we read a paragraph, we already form our perception of this paragraph, and we tend to think that, okay, let's find a heading that is exactly the same as what we have read and as what we have perceived of this paragraph. But that is not your job. Your job here is to find a heading that is closest to the meaning, the closest to what you have understood from the paragraph. So it is very common that sometimes it is very common that you don't see a heading that is exactly the same as what you have perceived of the paragraph, but something that is very close. And that very close heading is actually the answer to the question. In this case, I would like to remind you of a very, very good method. This method has been a life-saving method for myself and also for a lot of people, a lot of my clients. It's called the exclusion method, where you, instead of finding the correct answer, you are eliminating incorrect answers. The remaining of the headings would be your answer. So in this case, we are not talking about something that is exactly the same as your perception. We are talking about something that is closest to your perception. And that is also the way that you can find the heading for the paragraph. So those are the three biggest mistakes and three biggest problems that a lot of people often face when it comes to heading matching questions. Of course, there are different problems, and I also discuss different problems in my Everything IELTS preparation plans. So feel free to contact me. Feel free to go to practicenight.co and join my Everything IELTS preparation plans. For now, you know that you can start with a free practice test on practicenight.co. I'll see you there. For now, you have fun learning. Bye.